variety of conservative campaigns and a part of this great cause for these many years now. And it is great to be here with other fellow conservatives, or as Hillary Clinton refers to us, members of the vast right-wing conspiracy. Thank you for having me. I'd like to talk about something really precious tonight, if I can. I'd like to talk about freedom. Why is it freedom is so precious? Well, a lot of it, if you really think about it, one of the reasons the freedoms that we all enjoy and that we can kind of take for granted sometimes, one of the reasons freedom is so precious to us is because it is so rare. If you think about the history of humankind, most people have not lived free. The history of the world is not a history of freedom and liberty and democracy. By and large, the history of the world is a history of kings and chieftains and czars and emperors and dictators and queens. That's the history of the world. The old way that the world worked, almost everywhere, at almost all times, up to the founding of this great country, the old way the world worked was a top-down sort of way in which a handful of people told everyone else what to do. That's just the way the world worked. That's the way it was everywhere. And then in America, our founding fathers had a different kind of vision. They had a vision that instead of a few people at the top telling everyone else what to do, that the people would live free. And that they would in turn tell those who they gave responsibilities in government what they were allowed to do. Think of it this way. Up to then in history, how did anyone get any freedoms at all? Let's say you lived in England in the 15 and 1600s. You had some freedoms. There was a king, there was a parliament, there was all these things, but you had some freedoms. Not many, but you had some. How did you get those? Well, any freedom you had came from the king. And he decided what freedoms you had as one of his subjects. And you were subject to whatever he told you. So the guy at the top bestowed upon you freedoms. Think about how this country was founded. The freedom people, the free people, told government what they were allowed to do in our founding.